Good morning and welcome to Jonkoping, Sweden. Just sitting on the south end of the Lake Vättern, we find a place built for all kinds of sport. Just below freezing this morning here, but we will find ourselves indoors while the floor will still be frozen in the Jonkoping Curling Hall. We'll find great passion on the ice as the best teams have made it here for the Session 4. It's Norway playing China in mixed doubles curling. We'll meet the teams for Team Norway at female. We have Kristin Skaslin. Male player is Thomas Ulsrud. And for China, we have Sao Cha and UMNG. Nice looking pretty with all the lights here as the teams line up. They've had their pre-game practice. They're getting ready. Just looking at the pools, Group A and Group B, we see Norway off to a flying start with 3 points alongside Russia. China and USA had no points. And the other pool, Canada and Sweden picked up a win yesterday. Korea and Switzerland yet to win a game. And here are the points awarded. If you win the whole event, you score 10 points. If you lose the final, you score 5. If you win a round-robin game within 8 ends, you score 3 points. If the game's pushed into a shootout and you win, you get 2 points. If you lose that shootout, it is 1 point. And if you lose a game within regulation, no points are awarded to you. These are the other games out there this morning. We have Norway taking on Scotland in men's curling. Switzerland plays Korea in mixed doubles. Canada will play Sweden in mixed doubles as well. USA, Russia in mixed doubles also. Of course, our main focus will be on Norway, China. As we are just getting ready, I'll introduce myself. I'm Sander Ulvåg and I'm joined by Rona Howie. Good morning.
Good morning, Sander.
Rules of play. We play 8 ends here. Single stone shootout if we are pushed into an extra. So no extra end, just 1 shot per team. We'll have a modified free guard zone for the mixed doubles curling. And every end is timed as well. So we have a very fast game for you this morning. And to get us started, Sao Cha with a draw to the top of the 8-foot.
Hvilken vei vil du? Bare frys den veien der, eller? Ja, samme hvilken vei du går, den veien du følger mest for. Ja, ok. Out. Skal jeg gå, ja. Eller inn. Jeg går samme vei som deg. Ja.
Well, Kristin Skaslin has played curling for more years than her female opponent has been on this earth. So certainly a bit more experience with the Norwegian side this morning, also with Thomas Ulsrud on the sweep here. Playing since the early 80s. All heavy coming up here from Skaslin. And splits her own stone a bit.
Kristin Skaslin's already qualified for the grand final in Beijing by winning the second leg of the Curling World Cup in Omaha with her partner Magnus.
Yeah, Magnus, of course, busy playing in the men's as well. Both in Omaha for the second leg and here this week. UMNG, 22 years old. One of many great curlers who's coming up through the ranks in China at the moment. Of course, putting a lot of effort into the curling leading up to the Olympic Games in Beijing. I think many fear maybe upcoming dominance from China.
Yep, they're certainly investing heavily into the sport. As you say, the build-up to Beijing 2022. New facilities and investing in many players. So China controlling the top of the forefoot here with these two yellow stones. Norway know they are danger for them.
Our first look at Thomas Ulsrud this morning. 47 years old.
Litt solid. Wow, følg med, ja! Solid.
Curled for nearly 4 decades.
Solid.
Still looking sharp. Picked up a win yesterday, and that's a great start to this game as well. Little inside hit and roll.
Den følte jeg var sein på. Allikevel så kølla den, så jeg tror nå I begynnelsen... Det knakk ikke der da. Nei. Den andre veien tror jeg det køller mer på innan, så får du mer finnerstrøm.
Yeah, Thomas used to skipping his own men's team rather than playing in mixed doubles and having to do all the sweeping. So yesterday was probably quite a shock for him to play the first game here.
Yeah, maybe not so used to the sweeping, although he has swept a few games with his team through the years. Well, he'd be very adept to the ice reading part, and of course the touch shots, the draws. Harder without 2 sweepers though.
China just looking to tap up their own yellow. Over curls. Does tap it into the forefoot. It's not completely open.
Ganske tynn fra pilene også, da, men I verste fall, hvis vi toucher dem, da, så sitter vi 1-2 da.
Ja, det fint det.
Tror du ikke det?
Nesten gjøre den.
Jeg tror det.
Ja.
Jeg tror det køler litt der, tynt som mulig da. Bare prøve å ikke jamme den.
Just looking to peel this clean.
Yeah, peel that yellow out. Just touching the forefoot. Slight danger, he could jam it on the back red.
We'll be looking to just catch a thin piece of the seal. Spring it across. Quickly on his feet to sweep, but does over curl a bit and does jam.
Ikke I hvert fall ut hvis jeg 2. Kjente jeg myka den litt.
It did split off the back one, so at least it moved it out into the 8-foot.
My peels are not that light. I hit half cock, I usually hit the board.
Shooter just bouncing off the bumper and back. Took a second for them to realize it was in fact out of play.
Norway do lie 2 now. Chance for China to come in.
Yes.
Just trying to make the slash double here.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just over curls. Gets 1. And leaves the shooter in a pretty usable spot for the Chinese.
Jeg tror det. Prøv å få jevnt innsida så han ikke får noe dobbel. Hva følte du av Kristin på fart? Hva følte du på fart at du ga mer enn I går? Ja.
Litt mer, kanskje?
Ja.
Yep, so Thomas Ulsrud just going to try and come half around that yellow. You can see on the center line.
Let's try and see if we can get all time here between the 2 hog lines. Give us an indication how quick the ice is running already here in the first end. Probably be looking around 14 seconds, maybe a touch more. 15, so that is a bit shy of weight. Does rub the guard. Does probably just enough to protect that red. Pretty buried. But there's some great finish in the ice here. Just throw just enough weight to maybe tap that back a couple of feet. You might be able to come around and do so. Big sweep here, just trying to get it past the guard.
The line's good.
This is looking real nice from South Cha. Look at that, even a little inside chip and roll. Not sure how far they pushed that red.
China lie 3.
And Kristen just realizing she doesn't have a lot of time left. Just down to 10 seconds there. She's cleaning rock in the hack. Clock's ticking away. Only need to cross the tee line. And there she goes. So with 1 second left, will she be able to focus? This might be a little heavy. That would be pretty typical when in a rush to throw it a little too hard down the sheet here. And this one is curling. Not enough. Also trying to sweep it past their own red, but actually chips it over. And now the question, how many yells are scoring?
3 for sure.
Maybe 4.
Could be 4.
3 for sure. 1, 2, 3 for sure.
Oh
and
boy.
Then, yeah, and this one, I think maybe 4.
Thomas thinks 4.
I think 4. I just have one more look. Thomas
probably just wanting to catch his breath here for the next end.
Yeah, 3 for sure, and then measure. Yeah, measure.
The measure is always a
3 for sure, and then we measure.
a good way of doing that.
Oh, Kristen nearly kicked the stone away.
So that's a good example of what can happen when you don't manage your time well enough. Didn't seem to think too much about the time until there was 20 seconds left on the clock and they were on the opposite end of the sheet. And Kristen not quite able to throw that with light enough weight, and then slight disaster making contact with their own stone. And now I think they have agreed. Was it 4?
It was.
It is 4 points indeed. Horrible start for Norway. China will be quite happy to have gotten 4 points out of that end. Great shot by Sao Cha. A miss by Kristen, and it's 4-0. Team China with a great start, 4-2 after one end of play, and that's a great little draw there by Sao Cha. I think that is pretty much in the sweet spot. I think we see most teams preferring to put that either maybe dead on the tee line or even freezing the red. That's just a couple of inches shy. Makes it very hard for Norway to tap the yellow one back without catching their own red. Still not a lot of room on top to get shot stone. Came up a little heavy with our last one, Skarslian. A little bit heavy on this one as well. This one's not going to do anything.
Den er rett og lang. Ta bytten med...
Jeg har ikke samme finish som jeg hadde...
Nei, for den
var
der,
lang da.
Den hadde ikke så hard heller, altså.
Tror det...
A little bit baffled here, the Norwegians discussing the ice and the rocks, trying to figure out if there's anything with the ice or the rocks they're not able to figure out, or if it was just a heavy throw. Thomas seemed to think the weight was okay. But of course the ice does tend to get quicker when you play on it. Break down that pebble, heat the surface. Maybe even sweep off a bit of frost.
This one also looking a bit steamy.
Yeah, that's a typical sign of the ice just becoming a bit quicker when you have both teams coming up heavy on the same path. So just gonna have to pull the strings a bit for the next one.
Midt på til meg, spiller jeg sjueren da. Den skal køle litt.
A good chance now for Thomas Ulsrud to come down and just freeze on top here, even just tap back.
High press.
Vil ikke røre den her, bouncer.
Standing well back on this one as well.
13-3.
Yeah, another one coming in. Too much weight.
That's a little disappointing there. I've seen two rocks come up heavy in the same path. You do have a stopwatch. You can time your opponent. It should give you a fairly good indication. And you just trust what you see. See if UMNG is able to adjust here. I'm actually throwing the outturn here, the counterclockwise rotation. You think we're maybe going to play the clockwise again, just having thrown it.
Steamy again down this side.
Opportunity lost there. Put one right on top. Norway's in big trouble. Still that first throw for China though in a pretty good spot, frozen on the red.
And it shows the importance of that first stone, the stone positioning. The opposition chases the end.
Looking for a big hit here. I think they're going to try and hit that yellow just thrown by China on the inside, try and punch the shot stone over, having to throw some big weight. Looks pretty close here. Does exactly that, does punch it a bit over.
Sigh of relief there from Thomas. They're actually lying now.
Playing that shot knowing there'd be ending up behind the tee line and allowing China a chance to play a good draw. So they were saying, well, let's just hope for a miss here. Might get something. Just play this line. Should have a good guess.
Wan Minji struggled with his draw weight at this end, so this is an opportunity for him to correct it, come in and freeze on top. And again, slightly overthrown.
Yeah, with that line, really had to dead freeze it.
Ja, ikke noe mer I hvert fall.
Mindre?
Great chance now for Norway to hit and roll. We'll just take a look at Canada and Sweden. Their first end, a lot of red stones for Canada on the 4-foot already. Kadriana Saidak throwing last stones for Canada. Had a win in their first game yesterday against world champions from Switzerland.
Vant!
Rent, følg med! Ja! Hard!
And plays that perfectly. Is it enough though to outcount the back one? It's just a 3. But good first end, 3-0 over Sweden.
Skulle nesten ha släppt den litt. 12 mark.
Nesten umulig for dem å misse dessverre.
Leaves a big pocket here. Just rolled a bit too far. Down to the last stone for China though. Needs to make this one count. You make a good one, you can save the end.
It's a very tempting pocket to sit in there.
A few options here. I don't think light of weight is one.
No. Sucha played a great shot with her first stone at this end. That freeze stayed there for a long time.
Yeah, throw the same weight in line. It should be pretty close to something good. A little wider with this one though, and needing to sweep it. And this might pull up a bit short indeed.
Oh no.
And that's...
She said it can err on the heavier side with that.
Not great for China. Even coming down, bumping the reds there, just sitting anywhere on the 4-foot would have helped tremendously.
Jeg kjører 15, ja.
Kjør 15.
And now what's left? Is this a hit for 5?
Vi har litt å gå på, men hvis han drar over og toucher egen, er ikke noe særlig, ikke sant? Det det bedre at han
and they get slightly more time on the time clock than they did at the last end.
Så tåler du rulle en halv stein ut.
Roller coaster curling here.
Vi går for chap selvfølgelig. Setter den her.
The first 2 ends. Gave up a 4 in the first end. Now a chance to actually get back, well, get into the lead. Just after one more end of play. Last stone, second end, open hit for 5.
Solid. Ja. Solid. Hard.
Ja. Hard! Wow! Wow! Ja!
Sounds pretty good, a little off and on.
Come on, hard! Go hard! Go hard!
Going hard to keep the line here. And they will. Good shot by Kristin Skaslien. And that is 5 points for Team Norway. Well, that's one way to strike back.
Det faen ikke ofte jeg har stoppet for meg en 4 I første og så leder etter andre omgang. Det til gode. Det første jeg opplevd det. Jeg har spilt I 35 år.
5-4.
Jeg satt den litt.
The score after 2 ends.
Litt, ja, men det var verst at du var hard også. Hadde vært, det fresh der ute, tror jeg.
Ja.
Ok, men nå har vi den. Det glattere, så det litt mer finish enn meg. Si for at du vil bytte 2'eren da. Se 1'eren, eller vil du ikke det?
Ja! Ja! Hør, Thomas! Nei, wow! Sorry. Jeg er ikke noe god med den steinen her, altså.
Bytt den. Ta bytt steinen etterpå. Neste omgang.
5-4 the score for Norway, and after only 2 ends of play, Thomas just saying after the second end was played, he said, well, never have I ever scored 4 points and then been in the lead of the game 1 end after. And he's curled for 39 years.
That's excitement of mixed doubles curling.
Well, he clearly hasn't played enough mixed doubles.
Yep, scoreline can change very quickly. There's a mistake from China. He's come in too heavy. They wanted to be top 4 there.
Yeah, came up short with the first one, Team Norway. China coming up a bit deep. So far, both teams are a little sloppy this morning. I think it's going to be down to whoever can get the ice and the weight first here, because there's a lot of mistakes to be capitalizing on.
Prøv å holde I gang.
Ja, linja er bra!
Og gå på fart.
Ja. Linja er bra.
Løs.
Ja.
So this one's certainly not heavy, but has it got the weight to get there? Another one short.
Ja, 15 rett og slett bare løs.
Kanskje litt.
Just struggling both teams here with draw weight today.
Mulig? Ikke taket på de steinene her, altså.
Ja, den er... Det var det 7'eren din?
Ja. Jeg tror jeg...
Linja var for så vidt...
So we'll hear some heavy panting from Thomas. Still so talkative though.
And he is used to skipping the team and always communicating and reading ice, so he's still trying to play that role and having to sweep more.
Nice looking shot here. This one coming in nicely.
That's a great shot.
Just top of the button, and China lies 3. Norway in a bit of trouble.
Really nice curl on the ice. You saw there China passing the guard, and it's completely buried.
Thomas just giving himself a slight pep talk to himself on the way down to the hack, saying, come on, need this one. Don't want to give up a 4 right back again. Staying off this one for now. Just added some weight. How much?
I don't want to bounce off it. I just wanted to freeze on top.
Does push that yellow back of tee, if anything, so it does allow them an out. Coming the other way.
Yeah, China can't block the in-turn and the out-turn, so Norway have given themselves an opportunity.
Even if China makes a little hit and roll here, Norway certainly will have a chance.
Yamenji, just 22 years of age. From Harbin.
Not a lot of rotation on his throw. You see the rotation of the rock just coming to a halt at times, and just makes the stone break so much harder. It's a little harder to control, I'd say. A lot of swing in the ice. And that one just took off.
They do lie 4.
They do.
However, it is a pocket if Thomas can get his draw weight here and sit right on top. It would kill the end for China. So it's his 3rd draw down the same piece of ice. He knows the line, knows the weight.
High press. Helt av seg selv. Wow. High press. Helt av seg selv. Kelle. Helt av seg selv. Ok, fornøyd, ja! Begynner å nærme seg. Ja! Wow! Helt ned. Wow. Kelle.
It's looking much better here. Dead weight.
Thank you.
Right on the button. That helped, he says.
Yeah, it's easy when you play the weight, play the line. Look what happens.
Det var det som var kommentaren, at den kører.
So difficult now for China to remove that red.
Can you ever come off the white red? Maybe spring across.
Spring across and come off the back of the yellow.
I think that is the plan. Throw it as hard as you can. Maybe come off that back red. Can you somehow chip across? Get a little action on the red. Some action indeed, and China sits at least 2. Probably 2. That's a good shot there.
Yeah, great shot. The shooter's going across and spinning back up.
A lot of action there. So we'll chisel on the red, then onto the yellow, and then back up and gets a second touch on the red. That is a beautiful shot.
Alternativet jo litt kort, da, for den får jo ikke ut den...
Almost touched every stone in the house.
Hva hadde du på hogg på mina? Hadde du noe?
So last stone for Norway. They need to be careful here.
Ja, vi har jo 14-1 på han som har fin fart, da. Så det er egentlig som i går nå, tror jeg.
14 blanke, 14, ja.
Ikke sant? Det er som i går nå, tror jeg.
Looks like China are line 3. Kristen Skaslin will want to just come in and freeze dead on top.
Linja grei.
Cut them down.
Ja, hold i gang.
Ja.
Nok fart.
Følg med.
Nok fart.
Følg med. Åh!
Nok fart.
Ja! Ja! Hei!
Need to pass the top one though.
Nei.
So not what was called for there. How do China now draw in for a 4th?
Hæ? Så eneren rettere enn 8-eren. Er vi gjennom det?
Ja.
打一个投一个，
Oh, risky call.
现在2个接。
投一个。
Thinking about slashing in the red stone, just nibbling the rings. That could potentially be for 5. But if you catch it, if you don't catch it on the right spot, you could maybe even give up a steal. They're playing it. This is very bold.
Certainly is third end of the game. They're only 1 down right now. And they are lying 3. Oh, he shouted hard before shouted.
Are we close here? No. All tight on the broom there. Sao Cha. So just some damage control on the lane call.
Du må gå på sifra.
Is it 2 or is it 3?
Bytt ut eneren.
So
Sifra til dommeren bak deg, Kristin, eller?
he's holding up 2 fingers.
Ja.
I can confirm that it is just 2 for China. So that's why they went for the big shot, but didn't get there in the end. But China back in the lead, now 6-5.
劲儿小点，下路。
下路没问题啊。
可以下吗？
不可以，可以。下。哦。
5-6 the score after 3 ends here in Jonkoping Curling Hall. It's the Curling World Cup, leg 3. Last chance for teams to try and qualify for the grand final in Beijing. Kristin Skaslin here, of course, already qualified after winning the second leg in Omaha with her partner, Magnus Nedregotten. Looking for a little tap on the inside of the elbow here. That's well played. I think Norway might have made a switch with the rock. Didn't like the stone she's throwing. The first 2 ends, they had the chance to swap it for another one.
And sometimes psychologically, if you have that in your head that there is something wrong with the stone, you are better to change it, whether there is or there isn't.
Yeah, then you change it, you make a shot, now you're confident.
Absolutely. It's all about the confidence out there.
7、
可以等吗？
7、6、7、7、7、7、7、8、磕，磕，减速了。
别顶线，顶线，力量。
6，
顶线，2，顶线 ，Go， 2。
Shootout just sweeping this is wanted a slightly more of a tap, but it's a good position there. Norway lie 1, but that yellow is dangerous.
Backline hack. Ja.
89% for Thomas Olsrud for 2 games so far.
Wow. Myk hack. Følg med. Myk hack. Ja. Myk hack. Ja.
So just playing a back line to hack weight just to tap that yellow off the top of the button.
Wow, wow. Wow, wow. Ja, det litt løst. Nå har du to veier der. Den...
So pushes it to the side and the shooter stays on top. And that's the key area in mixed doubles, to control the top of that forefoot and button. Anything back tee is a friend for your opposition.
逆时够传吗？
够，逆时吧，逆时粘一个，逆小5大，对，7-8。我可以8-0-8-5的，这边顶线。
行，你投吧。啊？你投就行。7-5，我觉得大呀。7，
别顶线。
7、6、6、6、5、6。我来。
Just trying to get to the inside of that top red.
Fristopp der, eller? Ja. Om du toucher den, så er ikke det krise? Nei. Bare bak 8? Ja. Kant 8. Kant 8-fot eller noe sånt, da? Ja. Bare heavy draw? Vil du ta en annen enn 7'eren, eller spilte du? Jeg sparer 7'eren. Ja.
So a look over at sheet D, United States versus Russia. Russia lying 1. trailing US by 3-1 at the moment. Maria Komarova.
Begynner å komme bak 4. Bak 8, bak 4, bak 4. Bak 4. Liten ballsperre.
Needs to stop. She's got backing and plays it perfectly. Score of 2 for Russia. Ties the game after 3.
Spørsmålet var hvis de garder.
Da tror jeg nesten vi må fjerne garden.
Ja, jeg tror det at de misser garden. Hvis vi får tilgang der, så har vi mulighet.
OK，来点，我感觉
我觉得力量还可以啊。
我先顶点线，可以了，可以了，可以下，到这儿，从这儿可以下。Yes， 2下线，2，wow。
So just guarding.
Yellow here. I det øyeblikket vi misser, da, så vi litt døde, da, men...
It's quite a long guard. Norway could come round and
Ja, det det gjør, men da spørsmålet, da kan jo de skyte den gule
tap the red back onto the yellow.
Jeg ser minus, da. Skal vi fjerne den ene garden, eller hva skal vi... Jeg vet ikke, Kristin. Jeg tror med 7'eren så kan jeg fjerne den, ja. La oss se fra hack, da. Skal være kjapp.
Du fjerner gardene? Eller går du rundt?
We've seen there is a really good finish round the guard.
La oss prøve, da.
Ja.
So 2 options here. Either try and come around and just tap the red stone. But it's over buried, so it's hard to get to. Thinking about just peeling the one guard as peeling both of them would allow China to make a play on their yellow top 4. Of course, that guard would most likely be replaced, so thinking maybe this is the best chance to get to the red.
Once it
hanging out
passes
there.
the guard, it really does pull.
Lots of room in the guard. Just needs to curl a tad more to get a little chip on the red, and they do for shot stone.
Ideally, they'd have liked to have nudged the yellow a wee bit further back to lie a couple in there. But at least they do lie shot.
They have sort of lined up the red combo on the yellow here. You can never catch a piece of the red on the left-hand side.
Yep, China looking at that right now.
That should score you at least 2. We'll play down this side. We'll see if it's maybe just a guard. This one coming in hot though. Lots of weight. Not sure what they were going for here. Maybe they're just trying to tap their own yellow up, but they have over curled. Now a chance to definitely score a couple.
Egentlig bare bakkamp. Du skal bare dyrte den rett. Litt grann. Treffe hår på high side. Bare backline.
Så nesten kjapp, altså?
Ja, nesten kjapp.
Down to 10 seconds, so they don't have a lot of time here to discuss.
Well, they're just barely overlapped the stones here. So definitely the stone they're making contact with here will spring a bit. The question is, can they can definitely score 2 here, but can they keep stones round to score 3? Well, actually, first they need to make contact at all, and they won't. Not even close, just overthrown. Much more weight than indicated. Might just be the one.
Again, Kristen was rushed coming out the hack. When she crossed the tee line, she was down to a couple of seconds. They just need to manage their time slightly better, because these last shots are key.
Yeah, lost a lot of points.
This is out.
On the last stone, Norway first, and the first 10 gave up a steal of 4.
We measure. One for sure, and measure.
And now potentially giving up a few extra points here that could have been scored in the 4th end just before halftime.
What are your thoughts, Sander? Whose second shot? I think it's China.
I think it looks a bit yellow. So Norway scored 1, that's for sure. Now if any of these reds are closer than the yellow, additional points for Team Norway.
Out.
Not the first red. How about the second? Don't think so. Yellow wins the measure. That means only 1 point for Norway. So this game is all tied at 6 each after 4 ends of play. It's only halfway there. Lots of fun left in this one this morning here in Jonkoping.
Fylle opp vannflaska.
So a look at the first end, facing 3 Chinese stones, maybe 4, and heavy from Kristen Skaslien. Have a look at it, and it is 4. So Kristen Skaslien, last stone, and plays a perfect nose hit for 5. Lose a 4, get a 5. Third end, and China line 2, trying a very risky raise for a 5. Doesn't come off, so just scores a 2, but takes the lead in the game.
Looking around elsewhere this morning in the Jonkoping Curling Hall and men's play, we have Norway up 2-1 on Scotland. The rest are mixed doubles games, and it's Switzerland up 3-2 on Korea. Canada, Sweden tied at 5 each, and USA is beating Russia 4-3 at the moment. So a lot of close games out there this morning. Of course, our feature game tied at 6. Skaslien certainly having a think, maybe thinking about managing their time a bit better. Have been rushed on a couple of occasions.
第二局那球吧，我在给你往后擦的，我寻思擦的，但是我没动，我应该往后擦一点。不是第二局往这边来这个球，你擦的那个球，然后再给你往后擦一点，我擦了2刷子我就停了。
对。
Taking a look at the percentages, we see China with better draw weight. Certainly Norway's made some mistakes there, but the hits, Norway's been slightly better overall. China scoring with total accuracy quite a bit more than Norway, but numbers and percentages in mixed doubles curling is not necessarily going to paint the picture on the scoreboard. It is tied at 6 each. A lot of key shots that will make or break a game. And this discipline. We've certainly had a few already through 4 ends of play. 9 points awarded in the first 2 ends.
Linja er bra. Ja. Hard linje.
Nok fart.
Wow. Ja, hard. Gå hele veien på linje. Hard.
Second half of this game, Norway-China. Curling World Cup here in Jonkoping. Underway. A mistake by Kristin Skaslin. Again here. It's the second time we've seen her over-curling crash on the guard coming this way.
Yeah, but she's certainly struggling in today's game, but scoreboard 6 apiece.
喜欢吗？还是这边边缘区可能会稍微碎一点，还是拿这边？拿这边被悬死也行，拿这边。
拿外旋吗？
啥呀？
外旋吗？还是中间？
从中间。
Sucha also struggling with today's game, so both females much of a match
我
today.
觉得还好啊，你可以带一点就行，线都没问题，看力量。可以下。
5。
可以下线，下我。
Trying to draw past this red, but
下线。
slightly high of line and catches it. So now gives Thomas Olsrud the chance to come around and freeze on top of the yellow. It's that key shot we need for the first players to be getting in there and freeze on the button. But both girls just struggling. Strong game for Thomas Olsrud today.
Han venter på den her.
Hard press. Det henger uti der.
Bra fart. T-line. Ikke koste. Jeg er helt ned på 10. Kan vente. Kan vente.
Nå, Kjellen. Ja! Helt ned.
Needs to curl at the end.
Hard. Go hard. 14 blank.
Does lie short.
Tror du det henger?
Ja.
Ikke i nærheten av å få finish, ikke sant? Samme.
De røde steinene der var tricky, ass. De røde steinene der, ikke så lett.
Nei, men jeg tror du parer med 2-7.
Ja,
For sjueren min køller en i hvert fall god halv stein mer enn det der.
Talking about the rocks quite a bit here. I feel like you have a few rocks are swinging a bit more than the others.
The red's not completely buried, but the inside is. So Wan Minji just deciding they've got last stone, need to get this opened up. Plays a straight run back, splits the red out. So leaves exactly the same position for Thomas Ulsrud to come around the centre guard and freeze that yellow.
Kanskje holde den litt I gang hvis vi får buen.
Ja. Ja, du kan
Just
gå.
played down this path.
Bra fart.
Ja. Å, bare fart.
Hold
Ja.
litt I gang.
Ja. Ok, bare fart.
Og gå
Linja
flott og
bra.
slett.
Linja bra. Helt ned.
He's looking a better line this time.
Linja. Bra.
Ah, great weight, great shot.
14-7.
He'll be happy now. Big smile.
A lovely finish in the ice here. Just, if you throw the right weight, it's going to be very easy.
The only slight downside is it is back tee. That China can come in and freeze on top of that. But I think the way the scoreboard's going, if Norway can hold China to a win at this end, they would be more than happy.
Run back again here.
Whoa, whoa, clean, whoa,
Trying to
whoa,
create some room.
whoa, clean, whoa, yes, yes, hard, hard.
Does make contact, but leaves the red in the forefoot. That yellow rolls too far. And Norway actually sitting 2 and a chance to come around once more. Delay 3.
A great chance for Norway to come top tee here and block that way in. So this is one where you want to err on the right side and be short rather than heavy. That yellow is still there for China to run back again. But if Norway can put this even 8 foot.
Well, to the acute observer, you might see a little bit of piece of tape on Thomas's thumb. Already starting to get a blister after his first game of sweeping yesterday.
He's looking a bit high here. Doesn't want to be heavy.
No sweeping required on this one. Just trying to make it past the red now, not to leave too big of a pocket, but that's exactly what they'll end up doing.
Yep, he knows that was the worst place he could put it. Norway do lie 3. Yuan Minji has now got a nest to sit on.
力量
7、
我
8、
我
8、
我并且力量
7、
我可以倒
8颗，
我不可我
This is looking high. Has he passed the red guard?
Get all chisel.
Yes, but
我不打他球
just didn't come enough.
Du har sjueren, får du linje på, Kristin. Alt fra
Well, certainly a lot more time in this end for Norway. A minute and a half left. Managed to time a bit better, giving Kristen a chance to not rush and just go through her normal pre-shot routine. So they're just going to play a draw here. And as soon as they have the line, they said they can sweep for weight. Maybe tap that ill one back. I think
Even
Thomas,
if a half check on that yellow would be good. We make it very difficult for China to remove.
I think Thomas just seeing that Kristen's come up heavy with a few last stones, so he's just trying to give a mental note here. You know, just play draw, just play T-line weight. And then we have the line. I can sweep. But this one looking heavy. See if they can get a redirect off the red stone here, top 12. But no, and that's another disastrous shot for Team Norway. Well heavy. Thomas is trying to tell her, just throw T-line.
Even if that had been short, they were lying short there. So even if that had come up slightly short,
yep,
it would have caused a problem for China.
And this time she had lots of time left on the clock as well. No excuse. And that's a draw left for China to score 2. Last stone coming up. On its way. This one not heavy. Really needing some work. And Sao Cha has not given this a chance either.
Both females really struggling with draw weight today.
Well, a little bit bizarre, but it is one for China, and the scoreline still very tight. Just the Chinese ahead, 7-6 now after 5 ends. We got 3 more.
Ut her. Da skal vår ligge. Hvor skal vår ligge? Det er vi som har shotten.
下来可以啊，可以正常擦就行。哇哦！下线，下线，下线。
This end looking slightly different
下线。
to the first 5 pre-possession stones. Elsewhere, Rona. What's happening?
Norway have got last stone here. They're playing their power play. Each team gets 1 power play per game, where you can place the corner guard either to the right or the left, wherever you wish. Idea is that you can score more here, centre's open, and you can try and bury stones behind that corner guard and score multiple. We saw China there just trying to split the guard. Just drew into the house. So Kristen Skaslin just looking to bring another one round this corner. Oh, and they misswept that. Thomas Olsrud upped on the sweeping and just rubbed the guard. Frustration there. The weight was good. China can't remove the stone from play though. So although Norway are frustrated they rolled to the open, China can't remove it.
力量。
2。
来，曹正给我来。
So just guard their own yellow.
Tenker kanskje
Ja, kjapp, hår høyt,
Ja.
med pil.
Ja.
Tror det.
Take a look at Canada versus Sweden.
Litt
5
på
all.
den siden av midten. Jeg tipper jeg går helt rett.
Kadriana Saidak, partner Colton Lott. Won their first game yesterday, looking for a second win today.
Hard! Hard! All the way, go, go, go! Hard!
Colton sweeping this one hard.
Push, go, go, go!
Comes up short, so
Yep.
missed opportunity for a 3 there, but does score 2. Canada take the lead 7-5 after 5.
Does make contact here
Okay.
with the run back.
Har vi shot I hvert fall?
Ja, ja.
Hoping to set 2, but only sitting 1.
Køver litt allikevel.
Det er greit det der, altså. Og så får du bare slå egen ned der, hvis det drar. Da må jo nesten bare dra ut.
At least Norway are completely buried. The stone that is lying short, biting the 8 foot. And that red is very usable at the top of the 12 foot to tap.
China's going to try and come around that center guard. Do you ever be tempted to maybe even draw this a little deep, like back 4?
我觉得力量可以啊。
So the run back isn't that easy.
7、6。
Yeah, want to get as much separation here as possible from the guard. Make it harder for Norway.
Even if you're back of tee here, as long as you're lying shot stone, hard to get to for Norway, but they need to bury though. They are just back 8. Pretty good shot there.
Vil du prøve, eller å eventuelt bare tikke I egen her? Eller?
Yep, China would love to force Norway to a 1 here in their power play.
Bak 12 bare da.
Ja.
Ja, bak 12. Litt inn, 8 fot omtrent.
Trying to come
Litt
through the
innover
port
den,
here,
8
get
fot.
to that yellow and the back. And I think
Hva du sa?
maybe a good tolerance here, so you ever chip your own red on the left-hand side onto the yellow on the wing.
Yeah, if you
Could
just
be
play a
lying
kind of back 8
second,
weight.
third and fourth shot.
Yeah.
Looking a bit dicey for China.
Bak 12.
Yeah, certainly want to not be on the tight side and catch the centre guard. You want to split that top red. If you're not passing,
See the piece of tape there.
Ja.
Myk hakk.
Au!
As Thomas lets this one go
Ja!
Myk hakk.
Å nei! Ja!
off and on, all the way down.
Myk hakk.
Wow! Å, du egen
trying to
her.
keep the line here.
Å,
Get a little chisel on the center guard. Maybe tap this up for at least third shot. They will.
Plan B there.
Vi åpner I hvert fall.
That's something too. Opens up that yellow, promotes another red. This means China needs to be careful.
Tror ikke det treffer der.
Does give China the chance to come around that red though and sit top 4, lie 2. Put a bit of pressure onto
Det er
Norway.
grei, den da. Det er fint.
Ja, nå har vi I hvert fall toeren og treeren. Det begynner å bli giffet frem nå.
这边
对，
行，
还是外旋。
这么选，外旋选那个还答应这个，
顺时吗？
啊，
顺时直啊，行，顺时。
我觉得有点小啊，
多大？
8，
先领先。
Woman G looking to be
退下
buried behind this red guard.
力量
Sit
6，
top of the tee.
我大，要粘上了，
He's looking a bit wide and heavy though.
Quiet.
Can they get a chisel here? Yes, they can.
And that's
Oh,
exactly where he wanted it to finish.
A little bit fortunate there.
Vil du gjøre den, eller?
Jeg tror det.
Ends up in a perfect spot.
Jeg tror hår høyt, kjapp, ja. Jeg tror de køler litt her, Kristin, tror du ikke det?
Jo.
Bitte litt der. Gjør den, da. Runddobberen der.
So China do lie 2. Norway need to make contact with this yellow. raising the red. Both yellows could go. And Norway could lie 3.
Not easy to get both here. We'd love to at least get one yellow here. Leave the red in the 8-foot somewhere. This is not curling enough.
Sorry. Faen, det er dårlig, altså. Åh, fått den ned der.
So take a look at sheet D. USA 1 down to Russia, but line 2, Becca Hamilton and Matt Hamilton looking for their first win today. Trying to put red onto yellow, and wow, big score of 5. So United States leads 9-5.
Well, guards in place is pretty long. Probably does enough. There's no chance at the double, I think.
Yeah, disappointing for Norway that they have to play against 2 to score a 1 with the power play, and they would like to score multiple at this end.
Last stone, 6-10. Looking for a tap on the shot stone here. Needing to bend. Really need to get there. Is there a gap between the yellows? Does make contact, but rolls too far. Steal of 2 for China. Again, just not able to execute those last shots, Kristin Skaslin. And it is 9-6 for China with 2 ends to go. 9-6 the score. As Norway plays China. Mixed doubles action here, session 4. Curling World Cup. We're in Jonkoping. Just a couple hours east of Gothenburg. Lots of action in this game. Started off with a score of 4, then a 5. Well, it's all been 1s and 2s since then. That one seemed to really break, almost like it picked up something. But it has curled quite a lot, that rock, and that's what they're discussing. And that's finished quite a lot for her. Wrecked on the guard a few times.
So Yang Minji just looking to freeze on top of this red. The line's looking good. Great shot. China lie too.
Så er det rull litt hit, da, så kan du eventuelt ta en og bruke etterpå.
Enten eller komme på nese, og så dytter den der, så la den komme dit. Følge røst litt på det. Spille, prøv å komme, enten å treffe med bitte litt mer, spiller jeg bakkant.
There's no timeouts in the Curling World Cup. But teams can speak to their coaches. They're sitting at the end of the ice. They can speak to them at the end of every end.
Bak 12 av seg selv.
Følg med. Wow. Kølle.
Akkurat gjennom.
Kølle. Kølle.
Pisserødt den steinen, vet du. Det er jo ikke i nærheten av å finish.
Det åtteren?
Ja.
Thomas was just wanting to tap that back and
herregud.
Just hung straighter than they had thought.
Det null finish på den.
He played the weight he was looking for.
Seems to feel that that stone is running a bit straighter for them. No, all you can do is take a note. Adjust the ice.
Yeah, we're on the 7th end, so by now you would like to think they know what their stones are doing. They get a practice before the game as well. Try and match their stones.
Yes. 我来。能磕着吗？
磕不着。我不擦了。
Guard just slightly over curling for China.
Samme, eller?
Ja, men litt ned i fart, da.
Men steinen din nå køler jo, det er litt mer finish på den, er det ikke?
Bitte litt mer, ja. Samme is, og så touch litt mindre fart, da. Og bitte litt mer is, Kristin. Jeg må gå ned i fart. Sneppe løsere, Niste.
Ok, følg med. Ja. Ja. Wow.
Bak 12.
Wow. Ja.
Bak 12.
Wow. Nei.
Bak 12.
Følg med! Ja! Wow!
Bak 8.
Wow!
Bak 8.
Just trying to tap this yellow back and sit in front. Just rolled a fraction off it.
Ikke mye finish der, eller? Nå tror jeg kan komme. Men din stein tror jeg kan komme til nesa på den femmeren, hvis du spiller bak 8.
Ja, ja. Null problem. Men,
Hva de gjør hvis de... For da har jeg...
China lost their first game yesterday to Russia, so they're looking for their first win. It's a double round robin. They'll play each other twice this week.
3，力量没问题啊，3、2、3、2，
磕一点儿，
2，
够磕吗？
够。
2，
This one's over curling.
再来点儿。
Does block up that centre.
Men da blir jo den sittende, ikke sant, som toer der. Eller du skal prøve å komme opp til nesa med sjueren. Og vi skal offre sjueren på det.
ja, du kan jo ta sjueren her.
Ja, det er det jeg mener. Vi skal offre sjueren og prøve å komme opp til nesa med bak 8-fart.
Ja, jeg tror det er callen.
Jeg tror noe sånt da, så vi bare håper at vi får... Jeg tror vi får curl da, hvis jeg har riktig fart.
Ja.
There is a good finish round this centre guard. Norway can come around and just tap that yellow back. They need to score at this end. They're 3 down.
Bak 8!
Ok, følg med. Ja.
Bak 8!
Ja.
Bak 12!
Ja!
Bak 8!
Hard!
Bak 8!
Hard!
Keeping this hard for line.
Oh.
Hasn't got past the top one.
Ja, litt til.
Does roll in. Can be used, that stone out in the wing. But China still lie 1 on the button.
Jeg får kanskje en...
Take a look at Switzerland, Korea. Switzerland lying 1. They're 1 up. Heidi Yang
Yes. Yes.
throwing last stone for Korea.
Wow, 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 wow,
Helt slecht, hè?
wow.
Trying to remove this red counter.
까지 내려가야 돼, 까지.
Oh, just slides past it.
Sist Södra.
1.
Having a close look.
Ser ni berört?
1 yellow. This one for sure. This one is out.
It is a 1 for Korea, so all tied 6-all after 7.
这还可以啊，力量，我可以等一等下，别先擦，够劲吗？够劲不擦了，哦，够劲不擦了，哦。
So China just putting up the long guard, trying to block the way in for Norway. China just lying 1. It is a lonely counter in there, but it is well guarded. So Norway down to 10 seconds.
Well, she has had her problems with time earlier in the game. The shots haven't quite come off. Looked like she was really trying to compose herself for this one. Take her time. Pretty
Here
close
it
to the guard.
comes.
Is there enough finish to get to the yellow? They do make contact, but it's not enough. And it's a steal of 1 for Team China. And that's going to make the score 10-6. 1 end left. And Norway's going to go ahead and try. They've scored a 4 or a 5 even earlier in the game, so we're going to have a crack at it.
第一个球做的开始好一点之前，还是顺势。我这边跟教练说两句。
稍微小一点，下路没问题，只是力量线大。哦，可以下啊，可以再等一等吗？
Down to the 8th end, potentially the last one, or I would say for sure the last one. Even if Norway scores a 4 here, there's no extra end at the Curling World Cup. Well, that would push the game into a shootout. Not a long way to get there, but a mistake from China early on will leave Norway a chance here to get something going. This one needs to stay in front of the tee line. Lots of line. We have talked about the stone maybe having a bit more finish to it. But it is just a couple of feet heavy. Well slid back of the tee line.
And that one didn't finish the way they thought it would.
Sikker på det var fin på fart, men det var et raskt spor, sikkert, hvis jeg.
Hæ? Jeg tror det还可以，主要线路没太，他也是，我稍微小点点，行，别着急顶线。嗯。
69，力量没问题啊。
我，力量。
力量没问题。8。
中场带，yes，力量。
7、8。
顶线。2，顶线。
Trying to hold the line with this. Is it past the top one? It's not. So a mistake there from China.
Well, that was a great chance to kill the end. Well, the good thing is they have opened up the reds.
And there we see on sheet D, USA beating Russia 9-6. Matt Hamilton smiling, happy with that one. They lost their first game yesterday to Norway.
Bra fart. Topp 8 av seg selv.
Bare fart.
Begynner å sette seg nå.
Ja. Ja. Høy plass. Bare fart. Linja bra. Full 8. Full 8. Ok, det bra. Det helt.
So Burry's that nicely behind the guard. The two reds are still open.
Trenger en jam her.
Ja.
Dobbel nå, så begynner det å bli guffen for oss.
Norway need 4 to tie the game. So China would dearly love to lift both these reds out here. Well, looking for the double. Plays it perfectly.
Well, that's going to make it pretty tough for Norway. Got 3 stones left. Need to score with all of them. That's a great shot there.
Norway have 1 line shot guarded. Draw behind the other corner guard. Try and force an error out of China.
Mer enn nok fart. Han begynner å sette seg nå.
Køling har plass, følg med. Ja! Ja! Hard! Hard, 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 hard! Wow, hold linja, hold linja!
Oh, just feathers off the top one.
Herregud, det køller der, altså.
And handshakes on sheet B. Switzerland. Jenny Perry and Martin Rios beating Korea 7-6 final score. They lost their first game yesterday, so happy to get a win on the board today. An open hit here for China. Just needs to eliminate red stone.
And there's one red gone.
Misses the back by nothing.
That should be it.
That's enough.
Run Norway out of stones here. And the final score will be 10-6 for China. Not the greatest of games for Norway. Not able to follow up the win yesterday. But a win for China with this young team.
Final score, China 10, Norway 6. It is a double round robin. These two teams will meet again. So we're going to take a look over at sheet C. Canada-Sweden mixed doubles game was tied 9-all after 8 ends. There's no extra end. It is a shootout. Sweden have already played their draw shot, just back of the button. So now Colton Lott for Canada needs to draw the button for the win.
Line's good.
So the winner in a draw shot gets 2 points.
Line's pretty
The
good.
loser will get 1.
Whoa. Whoa. How are we?
Easy, easy, easy.
Is it going to stop? It doesn't it just slides back. So very close to where the Swedish draw shot was. It'll be down to a measure here. The players wait with bated breath. And it's Sweden.
Good throw.
Wow. Dramatic end to that game.
Good game.
Sweden take the win and the prize money.
Good game.
And 2 points.
Good game. Thank you.
Sorry.
So the 4 mixed doubles games have all come to an end. We'll head over and look at sheet A, where the men's game between Scotland and Norway is in its 7th end. It's 2-all.
4 feet short of the rate, but just coming amazing. You know what I mean? I think, see if we played the chip and we got it wrong, it's bad for ourselves. That's why the freeze was a shot.
Scotland won their first game yesterday. Norway lost their opening game. Norway line one, just trying to get to the inside of that yellow. Great shot.
I've got to try and tap this one. Why don't we just...
Shoe killer.
Yeah. It'll not spin out, but it'll spin like on top of this almost.
Yeah, bud.
What about just playing a hack then and just sitting in front of it? Why don't we play the hack?
Altså, vi liksom.
I think that's from the number 6.
Huh?
Okay. It's going to curl here anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hack, just we play dead hack.
Yeah. Great.
Because the important thing is we kind of just roll both of these the same. Give me a hairline, middle 8 almost.
Norway lie 2. They have got last stone.
Dead hack.
Scotland want them just to get a 1 at this end, so they would go into the last end 1 down with the hammer. Just looking to play a tap back on the red that's just been played and tap the red behind back. Keep the shooter in front. Ross Patterson. First appearance at the Curling World Cup.
Whoa! Carl! Hard! Whoa! Whoa! You straight! Hard! Whoa! Beauty. Absolute nailer.
Great shot there. Taps the 1 red back and keeps the shooter on top.
Good sweeping, boys.
Came in handy that time. Curly one came in handy that time.
Aye. Nice shot.
So Norway now, how do they get 2 out of this?
Ser vanskelig ut.
Oh man, you just got to believe it's got a handle.
Just keeping an eye on their time.
Vanskelig, da må du dra igjen I gard, da.
Norway have just got a minute to play out this 7th end. They get 4 minutes 15 in the second half of the game per end.
Yes.
There's still 2 skip stones to come for Norway.
Trond trang.
Stefan Wallstad quite happy to put this one short. Block that raise for Scotland.
Frys her.
Risk overkøl.
Rent til Magnus.
Må køle.
Må
Må køle.
Just sits on the inside. Pretty good result. Makes it difficult for Scotland.
Probably normal does it. Would you like, Roscoe?
Yeah, I think we've got to go for it, don't we?
Yeah, I can list it.
Yeah. And normal.
Okay.
Like it?
Yep.
If Scotland can hit all they can see of that yellow Scottish stone beside Kyle's brush, the red will go behind it.
Normal.
So Ross Patterson skipped for Team Scotland.
Yep. Whoa, yep. Whoa.
Just trying to peel the yellow onto the red.
Gotta go!
Oh, and just catches the top red.
Okay. It's not any worse.
Oh. I thought it was made for fun. Seen I hear more ice.
Unbelievably, aye.
So curled a wee bit more there than he had obviously thought. Leaves Norway lying 1, but it's not an easy shot to get there too.
Seen I hear more ice. Eh?
Yeah, Ross is frustrated with that. Just needed to take a bit more ice. Feels he played it well. So can Stefan Wallstad come around on the out turn?
Rent! Nære. Whoa! Nære. Hold. Hold. Whoa! Rent!
Just needs to try and tap his red across.
Whoa! Whoa! Whoa!
Ah, great shot. A score of 2 for Norway at the 7th end. They take the lead. 4-2 after 7. 1 end to go.
Ja, jeg gleder meg til det. Jeg trodde ikke jeg skulle bli, faktisk.
Du er jævlig lite is på den garden.
Make sure we get a 2 here and make sure we win the draw shot, right? Yeah?
Ja.
Mulig å gå der.
Markus nærmest. 6. Frisk overkøl. 6. Den drar godt nå.
Well, we had some mixed doubles curling. Now we're on to men's curling. Norway, Scotland, 8th end here. Norway's up 4-2. Last game out there in session 4 of the Curling World Cup here in Jonkoping Curling Hall.
Line's good.
And this is Michael Goodfellow, the lead for Team Scotland.
Line's good.
Putting up the corner guard, so tactics will be quite different from that of the mixed doubles game.
Good. That back curl would be good.
Yeah, ideally Scotland want to score 3 to win the game in regulation 8 ends.
Good.
Hey, we'll go to the same side.
If Scotland only score their 2, it will go to a shootout.
Kom al. Det er bra. 2. 3. 2 al. Bra fart. Tight. Over og av nesten som det går der. 2 al. Nei, den der setter bra med.
So the guard's just slightly over curled there for Norway.
One more on that side. Your call. One more.
5 rock, 3 guard zone rule. Scotland just going to put up their second guard. Michael Goodfellow,
40.
lead for Scotland.
Okay, that's where we want it. One's good. Line's fine. Come on, Tipper. Get over. Come on. One boy,
Has to be a long guard.
Get it here.
Just over the hog.
Go hard. Go.
Can they get it over?
Go hard. Go.
Sweepers worked that one well.
Just a wee bit short. Like that's the best shout chance of giving us a 2 is just get stuff in play, innit?
Well, as long as they can pick that close guard, it's pretty good.
Chip is in.
Go!
So Magnus Nedergotten won the second leg of the Curling World Cup playing mixed doubles with Christian Skazlian, but now here playing with his men's team.
A jack of all trades.
Indeed. What did they say? Jack of all trades, master of none, but I don't think we can say that because he's certainly performing well on both stages.
Play double and roll.
Yeah, I don't think you need to worry about playing the double, just roll.
Yeah.
You wonder when he's now qualified for Beijing
Yeah, that's a corner guard.
in mixed doubles.
Okay.
If we nick it and roll,
You wonder if he's having a look over at Christian Skazlian playing with Thomas Ulsrud.
We want to play Peel.
Let's make a call.
That might be a tough decision for him.
Normal
He ends
here
up
then.
qualifying for both.
So Duncan Menzies, second player.
Whoa! No.
Catch the centre one.
No.
Make the
Just looking to raise the red back onto the other one
Nice.
and peels it out nicely.
Shot.
So Scotland have got plenty of guards out front now to use.
It's all right though.
Nice dunk.
Now they need to come in, so now we get paths into the house.
Jeg må ha litt spinn på det her, sikkert.
Ja.
Jeg er ikke så farlig om vi kører det, sikkert.
Norway know they can't remove all the guards, so they're going to come in first.
Fem. Yep. 6. Yep. Altså, forbi, bare fart. 7.
So they want to come around top tee here. Don't want it back tee to give Scotland something to freeze.
Da spiller Magnus, veldig bra.
Ja.
And plays that well. Duncan Menzies will just follow that one in. Try and sit on top.
How's that?
Coaching team in the background for Scotland standing on their feet. Ian Tetley and David Murdoch.
Line's good.
We gotta go.
Pretty solid bench, you'd have to say.
Yeah, a lot of experience
Go to the
there.
line. Line's good. Let back curl.
We gotta go.
Pass the curl. Go.
They needing
Line's
to sweep
good.
this
Line's
for
good.
weight.
Line.
Gotta go, wait.
Okay, keep it going then. Just for straight. Just
Okay.
Okay.
Samme sporet, 2,5.
Okay.
Just comes up a wee bit short.
Yeah,
Do you like Kyle?
doesn't make it easy for Scotland to run anything in for a 2. Especially now that Norway's going to throw another guard here, tucked around the long yellow centre.
Perfect.
Angles aren't setting up too nicely for Scotland at the moment. They might have to try and shift stones in the house around a little bit.
Her er perfekt.
Yeah, Marcus Højberg just going to put up the guard.
Nei, egentlig ikke, men han spiller ikke kølen mye mer. Oi, det er ikke... Å, køle.
Sliding a bit further. Pretty good result there. Makes it difficult for Scotland now to...
Yeah, I think they get away with it. As it lies, it's not really a shot for 2.
What
That's
you seeing?
almost there.
No.
No.
What guard?
That one's
Yeah,
almost.
what
That's
about-
got, eh?
We need to move that yellow, so somehow tap it in or something. Let's play something.
Yeah, okay. Here, high.
Kyle Waddle, a little worried about the time here as well. 2 minutes and 10 seconds left on the clock for Scotland.
No. Yep. No. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Gotta go. Okay.
So it just peels it off.
Trying to make the double rip there, I think. Remove that red on the left. Could have maybe even redirected onto the stones of the house, shuffled them around. Certainly when there's a lack of time, a lot more comfortable just throwing the same shot over and over again. Just throwing a guard. Scotland's really the team that needs to be thinking about how to generate a 2 here.
Hard.
Yep, Scotland need a 2 just to get to a shootout.
Okay, what is it?
Then half.
Okay. Here less. Yep.
Hard! Gotta go. Gotta go. Even over the top. That's okay.
Just trying to peel off both those reds. They have left a yellow they can use, but it's still not an easy run in.
That's all right, Kyle. That was one that one was fine.
Ja.
That's fine.
Treergard, wrappe rundt dammersen.
So this is Stefan Wallstad's Norwegian side's second appearance at the Curling World Cup.
Sure.
Ross Patterson's Scottish side's first appearance.
If he's anyone, so you can get rid of that for fun.
Yeah, all right.
It was more important to move this one. That one was hurting us most.
Den er grei.
Magnus på innsida. Trenger ikke å køle.
Litt trang. Litt trang. Hold den her. Ja, linje. Hard. Ok. Hvordan sitter her egentlig?
Yep, really well placed there.
Call's been made by Scotland.
Yeah, all Ross Patterson can do now is come around, lie shot, try and force an error out of Norway.
Yeah, come
just watch
side by side by the red, even slide the corner frozen. Might leave you a shot for 2.
Yeah. You think it's similar? Does that come down a bit?
If we make a good one, or we could throw the guard, but you might then have a slash in to try and pick the red, score your 2 that way. So make a good one here. Probably should have a chance at 2.
Nice. All you boys.
Close for line.
We're here high.
Easy.
Whoa.
Whoa then.
Even if you
Whoa. Plenty of room.
You sit for 3rd shot.
Never touch it then.
Just back a house buried.
It's looking pretty heavy. Is it going to stop?
It's really digging in.
Did dig in big at the end, didn't it? Sweepers were standing well back.
I feel now. Stay here, hot, Roscoe, that was all. Good throw. Det er nesten lettere frys, da.
Very good.
Ja. Og til om å dytte. Ja, det er helt ok om å dytte den litt, og det er bare at å småle linja, og ikke køle av og bounce, for det bounce også, så har den et slag til 3. Ja, jeg liker bedre den originalen, da. Da må man ut i et eller annet skitt. Ja, enig. Ikke sånn vis, eller?
Ja, kneppe mer om noe.
Var det her jeg hadde noe?
Ja, litt mindre. Jeg liker den du har der nå, ja. Ta litt mer, eller? Den du har der.
Ja. Får den gå for seg selv, så drar den jo, så er den i nærheten, så må vi holde den i gang.
Ja.
Men da spiller jeg 6 marginal 5, da.
Scotland have that raise on the yellow at the side into red to yellow to red. So Norway are aware of that. They don't want to put a long guard out here.
Yeah, also if you put a long guard, there's enough curl on the ice for Scotland just to simply play a draw to the button for 2. So they're going to come all the way down here. Ideally, just freeze the yellow, saying that tolerance is maybe just keeping it 2 feet short. Bounce. The sweepers say, this is heavy.
That's what Scotland looked like, but dug in big at the end.
See if this one's going to grab the same way. Not really trying. That's all the way past. Huge mistake by Stefan Wallstad.
Could have erred being short there, anywhere.
Yeah, he just played a tight guard that came in top 12. Should have had a decent guess of weight. Sweepers knew it already out of his hand. It was heavy.
So leave Scotland a draw to the button to take this game to a shootout.
Yeah, so 3 points are up for grabs in this game. If Norway wins it right here, they get all 3. If Scotland puts the game to a shootout, they'll at least have 1 point. And the winner of the shootout will get 2.
Line's a little tight.
Easy.
Last on 8th end, Ross Patterson.
Whoa, line's good. Line's good, boys.
Hot.
Where?
No.
Not touching this one. The first one for Patterson did grab and sit down. Will this one as well? I think it will. Little chisel off their own yellow. Sit in time. Of course.
2 yellow. Yep.
Cool draw by Patterson. 2 points on the board. That's a tied game. And we will have a shootout. No extra end. Just 1 rock each. Well, Patterson found his weight, didn't he?
He certainly did. I wonder if he'll play the draw shot.
Us first.
Well, Scotland goes first. Almost the same shot.
The winner of the shootout gets 2 points. The loser of the shootout gets 1.
You have to draw.
Yeah, money is split accordingly as well.
I'm not talking about giving you one. Like, I kicked out hot there and I put the trap down.
Norway will be frustrated because they had the chance there.
Okay, boys.
To get the 3 points.
That was a skip stews by Ross Patterson, and if he can draw the pin here as well, he could have really turned this game around for the Scots. Almost the same throw. You could hear he said he came out a bit hot of the hack and had to pull the strings a little bit.
Line's good. T-line.
It was slightly heavy, so trying to give it to the sweepers this time, but not a lot of sweeping.
We're a little high line.
Line's perfect.
14-1 this time.
Urging this one to settle down, but this will slip beyond the tee line all the way to the back of the 8-foot. Plenty of room for Norway to outdraw this stone.
It's definitely the one where you want to use your sweepers.
I'm just going to have the umpire measure this. And then Norway can play their draw. Now remember, Wallstad coming up heavy on his previous draw.
I thought taking off stuff off it. I thought it was
way heavy, out of hand. So he's going to have to adjust.
Psychological as well in a shootout, because do you want to go first and put it where, say, right, I've drawn the button, it's up to you now. Or do you want to go second once you know where your opposition stone is?
Well, you can't really choose.
No, you can't.
I think Stefan should be feeling pretty comfortable to just catch any piece of the forefoot. It's usually a bread and butter type of shot for a skip. This time needs to give it to the sweepers. And the quick path of the ice, he says. This one just running on them. Sweepers not even touching it. Stefan Holding his head in shame.
Neither skips used their sweepers at all in their draw shot.
This one's through the house. Wow.
Wow.
Not the kind of shootout we were expecting there. And Scotland actually picks up 2 points here. Norway only with the 1. That is a great finish to the game by Ross Patterson. Skips Stews to tie it and wins the shootout as well. Final score 5-4.
Stefan Wallstaff knows he had the chance there. In the 8th end and the shootout. So a look back at our feature game of mixed doubles, Norway versus China. China lying 1 at the 5th end. Su Cha with a draw for 2 and comes up light, so only scores a 1. The 6th end. Kristin Skazlian facing 2 Chinese stones. Trying to draw for 1. It was a power play end. Wide and heavy. Gives up a steal of 2. And the 7th end. China lying 1 on the button. A good chance here for Norway to tap back and get a couple. Kristin Skazlian tapping back, makes contact, but just on the wide side. And it's another steal of 1 for China. And 8th end, Norway are run out of stones, and it's a win for China. Su Cha and Wang Minji get the first win on the board.
Looking elsewhere in the Jonkoping curling hall, it was in the men's play, Norway, Scotland. Scotland picking up the win 5-4. 4 other mixed doubles games, and it was Switzerland picking up a win over Korea 7-6. Sweden beat Canada 10-9. And we had USA beat Russia 9-6, and of course our feature game this morning was China beating Norway 10-6. So these are the standings for the men so far through 1 game. Well, thank you for watching curling here in Jonkoping this morning. Lots more curling action to come from the Curling World Cup. Stay tuned.